Hello and welcome to the Screen Chronicles. I'm Colby and with me as always is Steve. And now for something completely different.
And now for something completely different.
That's right. We're not going to be talking a whole lot about Last Kingdom today because we're doing a trailer reaction and kind of a breakdown of this new show that's coming out on July 17th called Cursed. It's a story about Arthurian legend and told from the point of view of a female character who becomes the Lady of the Lake. It's based on a novel by Thomas Wheeler and Frank Miller. And Steve, how are you feeling about this show coming out?
It looks cool. I saw the very first trailer for it. It was like a little teaser thing. It looked pretty interesting. We know a little bit more now. You know, we know some directors. You know, we're fans of Last Kingdom, John East, Sarah Gorman. Keep an eye on our channel because we might be, I don't know. And
talking to somebody.
We might be.
But
I'm excited for it. It's another Netflix show, another sword show. I love that we're getting more battle sort of show things coming out. That's our genre, man. That's right up our wheelhouse.
I've always been fascinated with King Arthur stories, and it looks like this has an interesting twist on it. Now, like I said before, it's based on the novel Cursed by Thomas Wheeler and Frank Miller. We haven't read it, so we don't know what's going to happen. We're going to kind of react to this trailer, what we like, and we do have some information on it based on what the show has put out. We're going to react to the trailer here in a second. Is there anything else we should say before we react to this trailer?
No.
This is the most recent trailer that's come out, so we're both watching this for the first time. Oh, and so what we're going to do is we're going to watch it all the way through first, and then we are going to watch it again and kind of break it down.
They took everything from us.
Some blood on her face? Oh! I love that. Is that a pterodactyl? I think
Because
so.
magic
Is that a pterodactyl?
runs through us.
I think so. Flicks.
Our mission is the extinction
It's the Welsh.
of magic.
That's a pretty sweet shot with the arrow.
And in war, there can be no mercy.
Oh, I don't want to go that way.
We can end them.
Mother, there is something you must do. Take this to Merlin.
There is Floki.
I promised her, and Arthur, and I will keep that promise.
Hey, there's your wolves, Steve.
I have no magic. That's what the sword took from me.
Sweet shot.
reason to reclaim it.
The sword is cursed and will corrupt all who wield it.
Visual effects are awesome.
This is the kind of sword that gets you noticed. Who knows about this?
Hold that sword and lead. Lead them where? To more slaughter?
You are not some fragile maid. You are a warrior.
Oh, there you go.
Sick.
This
Sick.
is our only chance at survival.
Oh, kind of a creepy lady there.
Where'd they go?
Did they just get abducted? Dang. Okay, that's an epic trailer.
Yeah.
My first impression is like, wow.
The last King Arthur movie sort of adaptation that I've seen was the one from Guy Ritchie. And it didn't get a big reception from it, but I really like the visual style of it. But anyway, I love the visual style in this. And as you said earlier, Frank Miller, he's the guy behind 300 and Sin City, things like that.
That kind of vibe.
I love just beautiful, sort of painting shots, like the fire scene.
Yeah, that was an amazing shot. It's probably my favorite shot from the trailer. Either that or the one with Gustav Skarsgård, who plays Merlin here in Cursed, when he's up on that little wooden plank that's going off that over the ocean there. That was amazing. Before we break it down again, let's kind of talk about who some of these characters are. So we got our main character. She's a female protagonist. She is Nimue, and it's spelled Nimue. It's pronounced Nimue, and she is destined to become the Lady of the Lake. She looks like she could be a pretty sweet protagonist. We know her from other films like Knives Out, and she's in a show called 13 Reasons Why. My girlfriend really likes that show. I haven't seen it, but what do you think of her?
She looks
Pretty
cool.
badass.
I guess, like what you said, this is about maybe her taking up the sword instead of Arthur. But it looks like we are seeing Arthur. He is going to be part of it. From this trailer, looks like he's still going to be a big part.
Yeah, and Arthur's played by Devin Terrell. Okay, so he's kind of a new up-and-coming actor. He's been in a couple other films, but maybe a good chance for him to make a name for himself. Same with Catherine Langford. I think this is probably, as far as her being the star of a major series, this could be kind of a career-defining moment for her as well with this show.
She's the lead here. Skarsgård. I'd probably sound like Brad Pitt when he's Italian and Glorious Bastard. Skarsgård.
Arrivederci. 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 Arrivederci.
Is Merlin the bad guy, I guess, in this? He looks
I don't know. I can't tell.
like he might be the bad guy because Merlin is typically
Says-
in the Arthur legend the guy that helps King Arthur.
According to the cursed Instagram, it says he's like an advisor. I mean, which we know Merlin has always been Arthur's advisor, but we know this actor Gustav Skarsgård from Vikings. He played Floki, and it kind of seems like he's a good fit for this Merlin role, which seems a little bit quirky, a little bit ritualistic. Which Floki was very much a believer in the gods and Vikings, and was kind of one of those ritualistic characters who's like they all believed in the gods for the most part, but he
was the most spiritual.
He was like the most spiritual, I think, in the show. Look, he looks pretty cool. He's got some very cool visual scenes. And another little thing that Last Kingdom fans, they might recognize somebody else in this. I noticed it wasn't in the trailer, but I saw another clip of the guy who played Wulfhere in season 1. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Well, I noticed in another clip that he's in it. His name is Sean Gilder, and he plays somebody named Bors. Definitely be looking forward to seeing his face again. Because actually, before he joined the other side, I kind of liked his character.
I did too. I loved him.
Yeah, so he's in this. I'm actually excited to see him again because I thought the actor did a really good job. A couple other characters I do want to mention is those red figures. They're called the Paladins, okay?
Okay.
Now, they hunt what are called the Fae. The Fae are people who have magic in their being, okay? And they're kind of one with nature, and they can summon upon the earth. And that includes Nimue. And I think that includes that scary looking woman that was like all in white that we kind of get a brief glimpse of at the end. And the Paladins, these guys in red, and the head one is Peter Mullen, is the actor who plays, his name's Father Cardin. Peter Mullen is from Westworld. He's in Ozark. He has some pretty cool roles in that as well. Paladins hunt the Fae.
Okay. So they're definitely the bad guys in this.
Well, it seems like it, right?
Mm.
And so that's kind of the broad sense of what we know about them right now as people who haven't read the books. The hooded figure we see, I think it's the one shooting the arrow, and it might be the one standing in the woods. I'm not sure, is the Weeping Monk.
That sounds
And
badass.
he's played by Daniel Sharman, who is also from the show Medici. And he does look pretty badass. So
Damn. Cool beans. So then
Cool
let's
beans.
go back through and sort of break it down now.
this right here, oh my God.
What the hell is going on?
They're on Mustafar, I think.
They're on Mustafar. This is definitely, though, that like Frank Miller sort of vibe I'm getting here. Just that cool, like something you could just slap onto a canvas right here, or comic book, graphic.
I was thinking like this would be a cool album cover or something, especially when he's like bringing the sword down. Oh, super cool shot.
Oh my God.
And then we got, what was that?
Oh my God.
Well, I think it's either a pterodactyl, those flying monkey things from the Wizard of Oz. I have no clue what this is, and I'm excited to find out.
Definitely some fantasy elements, though, I guess, in this too. That's another thing
Yeah, it looks
too.
like a lot of fantasy.
Different, versions of the King Arthur. Sometimes they try and make it seem like it was a realistic British, version. I know there was one that came out over 10 years ago with Keira Knightley in it. It was a good one. They were trying to make it more realistic. This one, they clearly have a lot of fantasy elements in it, though.
She says magic runs through us again. She is, I guess, supposed to be someone called, a group of people called the Fae. And in an interview I did see with Catherine Langford, these people are being ostracized, probably by, these paladins. I think these paladins are like purists.
Like an Inquisition sort of coming at them.
I guess so.
This is what I was talking about. It gives me that sort of Inquisition vibes when, and you see this in a lot of sort of different fantasy or medieval stories like The Witcher. They're burning the witches in that, in from history, when they're getting rid of people that they think are witches, or or
whatever
different
reason.
religions. So this is, I guess one of the Fae then, maybe, or a suspected Fae.
A suspected Fae or some kind of magical being. Yeah, I would guess the Fae.
And
There it is. Floki.
Floki. If that doesn't just look like Floki about to do some weird laugh and dance around Ragnar, I don't know what does.
I know, but it looks cool.
And the woman who just gave the main character the sword, she said, "Take this to Merlin." So maybe that's the plot of this. She's trying to get this to Merlin. But
Yeah.
again, a few shots later, it looks like he's almost a bad guy. And there's King Arthur.
That's King Arthur. That's Devin Terrell, who plays King Arthur.
And there's a shot of the sword there.
Looks so cool.
Again, another sweet visual here.
Yeah.
The
It's
wolves.
raining sideways.
It's a-
Yeah, and the wolves coming up to her. I wonder if that has to play in with her connection to nature.
Ooh.
Maybe she has a power to summon those wolves. I don't know. Or maybe they're trying to eat her.
He almost looks like a bad guy here.
I'm not sure what kind of character he's going to be. Of course, Floki was kind of that guy in Vikings who was very back and forth between being a good and bad guy. Could be an interesting twist if Merlin is kind of a bad character. Maybe he's just weird and dark, and that's why he's
Yeah, maybe he's just a dark wizard instead of the good old
so weird.
King Arthur pulled a sword out of the stone or something. I don't know why I went Irish there, but and here's a sweet tattoo. Good placement on that cloth there. Just
What a connection Merlin must have with this sword, and not a good one, it seems.
now the sword is cursed. That's something I've never heard of before. This is
Yeah.
King Arthur's sword. Again, something to me. I don't delve deep into the lore, but just from the movies I've seen, the sword is always good, awesome, good for Arthur, good for everybody.
Yeah, you become the king, right? If you
Yeah.
pull the sword from the stone, yeah.
Again, here's another sweet shot. I love beautiful, imagery. And again, Lady of the Lake, I love water shots. So there's probably a lot of connection with her and water. The rain. Is this a lake? Is this a lake?
Is it an ocean? We don't know.
A tributary?
A really deep river?
Oh,
This shot right here. When I see this shot, I imagine from Monty Python and the Holy Grail when Arthur says, "The Lady of the Lake," and like the music starts playing. Remember this scene?
yes.
The Lady of the Lake, her arm clad in the purest shimmering samite, held aloft Excalibur from the bosom of the water.
Listen, strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government.
But it looks sweet. Again, another shot I love from another movie is the Robin Hood with Russell Crowe. He's coming out of the water there too. A little underrated movie. I like it. A lot of people don't like it, but I like that movie.
Oh, and she like baseball swings that guy.
Here is the goat who made the sword. The initial. I don't know, people. I don't...
No, but I think she's a fae. I think she's described as being a fae. So
Here we go. Goldface.
that's a Death Eater.
Floki, no! Floki just stepped on a tack. Or maybe a Lego. Oh, that's
Wait, this
probably
guy.
worse.
This isn't Floki. This is the Weeping Monk.
That's the Weeping Monk?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that's a
my
Weeping Monk.
goodness. The Weeping Monk definitely stepped on like a few Legos here. Maybe like Star Wars collection.
Ow. We've all been there. Okay, watch this. Whoa, there's one.
1,
Two.
2, 3. It's your turn. Looks like she's pulling them up with some sort of vine, maybe?
Yeah, she's calling upon the earth. Who knows? Are those tree branches pulling them up, or looks cool though.
Curse.
July 17th, baby. Okay. Wow.
Wow.
That
So-
looks amazing. Well, there is our breakdown of the trailer, a reaction to the trailer of
This
Cursed.
is the most recent trailer, Cursed. Looks wow. I'm excited for it. You excited for it?
I'm pumped. It really does look cool. I mean, I've always loved Arthurian legend type stories. I've loved like the kind of look and feel of like 300, and I've always loved fantasy like Lord of the Rings, and it just seems like it's all put together. You know, and it just like doesn't seem really anything like The Last Kingdom, but we know we've got some couple great Last Kingdom directors that are are going to be working on this. No, I'm pumped, and I plan on watching it when it's released, and it's going to be released July 17th. Find it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure after you check that out, also stay subscribed to us. Check us out. We're going to have more stuff coming on that. We're going to have a review, probably some spoiler talks for it too.
Yeah.
Probably some other talks with maybe some cast, some other filmmakers from the show. If you like that too, check out our stuff from The Last Kingdom. We're also on podcast too, so check us out there.
The trailer got us excited. Other than that, we don't know what to expect from this new show, Cursed, but we hope it becomes another one of our favorite shows. We're just going to go into it with no expectation and hopefully enjoy it. And all you Last Kingdom fans, we're not done. We've got some pretty exciting ones coming up, so please stick with us with that, and we're going to continue to talk about The Last Kingdom. We're also going to be doing our Season 5 predictions pretty soon, now that Season 5 has been announced. So stick with us, discover Cursed with us, and join the conversation.
Bye from the
Bye.
Screen Chronicles.